Hi, and welcome to the first podcast of 2026. It's been a while. It's been 2 months with the craziness of the holidays, all of the hustle and bustle. At this point, I basically give up on trying to put content together, but I'm back, and I mean business today. I have my blue light glasses on, which I never wear. I'm in a creative mood. I even have a homemade lasagna in the oven with homemade sauce. Did some reorganizing, some decluttering, shot lots of content today. So I'm back. Over the past week, I put some thought into my content calendar for this year. And if you're here listening, just an exclusive for you, but there's going to be new styles of video and images, audio, all sorts of things that go along with that, trying new things, pushing myself outside of my comfort zone. Will I get through all of the plans? I don't know. But when it comes to my blog, I'm really going to focus on still those larger, more put together pieces on new makeup and comparisons that go with that. And then on Substack, we're going to do more affordable Dollar Tree makeup along with nothing new makeup, items that are discontinued or have been around for a while, and rediscovering those. So I want to hit everybody where they are at this year and what they are hungry for and give it all to you. So to keep that idea alive and well, we have our second piece in my Dollar Tree series, and this is called I Tested Marie Claire Makeup from Dollar Tree inside the subpar Dollar Tree makeup line using the Marie Claire name. Now what the heck do I mean by that? Dollar Tree makeup has come a long way, and we're going to talk a lot about makeup this year, okay? And we did last year too, but it's harder in print to really get fashion style content to kind of take off. So I pivoted away from that, and I do that more for videos. But inside Dollar Tree, there's still makeup that when you look at it, you know in your gut that it's not going to be that good and you should probably stay away from it. And that's the vibe that you get with the Marie Claire makeup. And you might be familiar with the name Marie Claire as a fashion and celebrity pop culture magazine. As far as I can tell, this brand, touting the name in Dollar Tree, is fake. Well, probably not exactly fake, but the packaging says distributed by Pearl World Incorporated on the back. And when you type any of that into Google or anywhere, you can't find anything about this brand or the makeup other than people reselling it on eBay. So I'm assuming it's some sort of licensing deal. Marie Claire is allowing this company, Pearl World, to use their name and their logo, but Marie Claire doesn't acknowledge that this stuff exists. So I'm just telling you now, please don't pay more than $1.25 for this stuff. If you missed it in the store, you're not missing anything. Don't go on eBay and buy this stuff, for the love of God. So with all that being said, I didn't buy every single item that I found. I bought a selection. A lot of it just didn't appeal to me. And again, as we're going to get into, this stuff is not that great. So this review with swatches, if you're reading it, the whole deal is just a selection. The packaging has quite a Charlotte Tilbury vibe to it, but don't let that fool you. Everything here is average, it's mid, and most of everything comes in 1 to 2 shade options, but that's pretty typical for Dollar Tree. So starting right in with the 2 total face palettes. So those come in Natural Charm and Smoky Delight. So the names sound like the colors. So the Natural Charm palette has blush. It is soft and smooth with a very buildable matte finish. It does last all day. It doesn't fade. There's a highlighter in there as well, which is also buildable. Otherwise, it's standard. Nothing to phone home about. Also in Smoky Delight, we have a highlighter. And that's more of like a chunky shimmer situation. So just beware if that's not your preference. So it's not as buildable as the one in Natural Charm, but it's just that straight sparkle right away, right off the bat there. And there's also a contour in the Smoky palette, and it can stand to be more cool toned. It's somewhere kind of between a bronzer and a contour, so depending on your skin tone, it might work more as a bronzer. but it's easy to blend, it's soft, it has a matte formula. So they do okay with the blush, the bronzer, contour, highlight situation, right? So for both the palettes, when we're talking about the eyeshadow, it requires some building up, maybe dipping your brush in a few more times than you would with a different palette. But at the end, you do get a perfectly pigmented eye. And this is what I expect with Dollar Tree makeup. I expect to have to build and work a little bit harder. That's okay. You're going to see some kick up in the pan. You'll see some dust flying around, whatever. But at the end, nothing is patchy. I find every shade to be consistent and easy to blend. Really no issues with these palettes. I rated them a 4 out of 5 star. Why? Ultimately, if you have a good deal of makeup already, these probably aren't adding anything new to your collection. You probably already have palettes with these shades or similar ideas. There's just nothing here that was a standout or a unique. And obviously, maybe some of these shades, especially like the blush, the contour, aren't going to work for all skin tones, so they're a bit limited. So it really depends, what you're on the market for these days. But they work. They hold up. Next, we have liquid blush, also 2 shades of those, dusty pink and soft pink. And this packaging format we've definitely seen before, both drugstore and high-end. Again, that Charlotte Tilbury sort of vibe with the squeeze tube and the puffball applicator. I'm not annoyed by puffball applicators. I just use them. I know some people detest them. I had no problem with this. So the blush itself, it has buildable pigment. It gives you control. The formula is creamy. It is easy to blend with whatever you want to blend it with, your fingers, brush, or a sponge. It doesn't remove any coverage underneath either, and it does fully dry down. This one does not fully dry down. I read that incorrectly. It has like that hint of a tackiness to it. It's okay, nothing to be worried about. But it still lasts all day. It doesn't fade, and it has a natural finish, so it's not too matte, but it's not too glowy or dewy. And again, not bothered by the applicator. I think these are perfectly good. I put them right in my liquid blush drawer today. Next up, we have one contour stick, or that's all that I could find. And I don't think I said that I rated the liquid blush 5 out of 5. I mean, it's just as good as anything else. But the contour stick, being in one shade obviously is not great, but it is appropriately cool toned. And I'm pretty used to using contour sticks, cream contours, what have you. Usually I do one swipe and I'm done. With this, I definitely have to do 2 layers of it and build it up to get that look that I'm going for. So that's just not typical for me. But that just goes to show, again, it is a more inexpensive Dollar Tree product. And this is to be expected. The formula is smooth, it's creamy. I find it blends well with any tool that you want to use. Doesn't remove coverage underneath. It has a natural finish and it lasts. So if you're not mad about having to put an extra layer or 2 to get the look, there you have it, $1.25 contour stick. I rated it a 4 out of 5, but it is what it is. We also have a tinted lip oil. So this is becoming very common with products at Dollar Tree, but the doe foot applicator, I love to rant and rave about applicators, is tiny. It's microscopic. It's like for putting oil on Barbie's lips. I don't get why we do this. Can we just make it average size? Is that going to affect the price of the product? So basically, I got to dip that in there, many times to get this on my lips. So, I need the Big Daddy. Slather that oil on like there's no tomorrow, okay? Also, it's not tinted. It comes in a clear pink tinted plastic bottle. That's the tint. The product itself is clear, okay? Now, also, I want to say here, I've used several different brands of lip oils. Off the top of my head, I have Wet n Wild, e.l.f., Profusion, Ione, Be Pure. Probably stuff that I'm forgetting. I don't know. I'm trying to think of more, but probably stuff that I'm forgetting, right? None of them feel like oil on the lips. They feel like not exactly a lip gloss either. They're not oily, right? This product, Okay, nothing is going right for it. It has a microscopic applicator. It's not tinted. It's the package that's tinted. It feels like straight oil. Like you might as well go in your kitchen, get out your olive oil, your vegetable oil, and put your finger in that and put that all over your lips. That feeling, that's what this is. So please just avoid this. Just, get yourself a Wet n Wild one. Or if you can't even afford a couple dollars on that, get the Ioni at Dollar Tree, $1.25 if you want a lip oil. And you'll get some tint, and it won't feel like cooking oil. So this is 1 star. This is in the bad box. This is going bye-bye. Next is the lip plumper. And here we go again. Okay, it has that microscopic applicator. I got to dip into it 10 times. It is what it is. This product essentially functions and applies like a clear lip gloss. It could stand to be more shiny, have a little bit more of that like va-va-voom glass lip. But okay. The formula is not heavy. It's not sticky. There's a little bit of a minty taste, and it has a cooling sensation. There's no pain, no discomfort, no zesty feeling, no tingling. You know what that means? No plumping too. 0. So the feeling that you get, that minty cool feeling, wears off in about 30 minutes, and that's it. So I gave this 2 stars. I mean, I kind of tried, but nothing happened. Maybe I should have given 1 star, but this is also in the bad bin. So goodbye to the lip plumper. There is also a setting powder, and this is supposed to be a translucent, just a pressed setting powder in a pan, but it does have a white cast, and that is something I've noticed with most of the pressed powders I've tried at Dollar Tree that are supposed to be translucent. They have some sort of a white cast. So I have to admit, I started putting it on. I always set the concealer under my eyes. That's like the number 1 place that I put powder. I usually don't use powder anywhere else. But with that being said, it was white enough that I just didn't want to continue testing it. Like I was planning on putting it over my whole face. That's usually what I do when I'm testing a powder, or for most of my face. And I'm like, no, I cannot go around looking like Casper. This is crazy. So I couldn't review it further or talk about the oil control or anything like that, okay? So as far as putting it under the under eyes, I mean, you can get away with that white cast a bit if you're looking to brighten. It set that area fine. It didn't look heavy. It didn't look cakey. It's just a basic powder. It didn't blur. It is the basic of basics. So I gave it 3 stars. I feel like even that's too nice for the white cast. And the last product that I personally got is the eyebrow and hairline powder. I believe there was like an eyeliner or a brow pen. I don't remember. I've had this stuff for a few months now. There's a few other things. But I bought this eyebrow and hairline powder. You all know what an eyebrow palette looks like, I'm sure. I was really amused by the size of this one. It's huge. I know for putting it in your hairline, maybe you do want a bigger palette, but for brows, it's kind of comical. Like you're going to take that thing to your grave trying to use that up, filling your eyebrows with it. Like, you have to leave that crap in your will, okay? But, even for your hairline, it's just a lot. And when you open it, it has that smell of, like, old eyeshadow. If you know, you know, right? That's just the best way that I can say it to you. Does it work? I use it to fill my eyebrows. It works as intended. It's fine. Do all of the colors work for me? Probably not. And I don't have a reason to fill my hairline, so I didn't put this on my head. So I rated it 5 out of 5. I mean, I guess it does its job. It is what it is. So there's quite a stark contrast here, right, between this episode and the previous episode on Dollar Tree with Ioni. Ioni is just where it's at, okay? But I do want to know, have you tried any of these? What was your experience? Better, worse experience than me? Let me know in the comments somewhere, wherever you want to leave your comment. But I would definitely save your money for other Dollar Tree brands, like their in-house brand, Be Pure, or Ioni, again. I just say them 10,000 times because I love them. I'm not sponsored. I've never been sponsored. And I will say I'm donating, giving away, tossing most of this stuff. I was thinking about keeping the palettes. What I did keep is the contour stick and the blush. Everything else went to my donate pile, to my bad bin, because it was just not good. or doesn't add anything to my collection. It didn't have me go, oh, I really want to use that again. So I'd rather somebody else who would appreciate these items use them a little bit more. Do I think we'll ever reach for the contour stick or the blush again? They're perfectly fine. They'll probably end up getting decluttered for space one day. But, again, you're in the market for makeup and your budget is tight. Those are the things that you can buy and they will give you the look. And I'm here to test it for you so you don't make the same mistakes, okay? Awesome. So that is it. That is our second Dollar Tree episode. And again, I have more. I bought most of everything that came out in Dollar Tree last year, like hundreds of things. I've been diligently testing, taking copious notes. It's really just the time to sit down, to write it out, do the photos, and do the recording. But I hope to do as much of that this year as I can. So it's going to be a big makeup year. There's a lot going on. I have a lot of ideas. And I hope you'll be here for all of it. And as always, thank you. I'll see you, or hear you, or both, in the next episode. Goodbye.